every now and then, I come clear from the fog. Every day, I see the black boys in their white suits keep secrets and hidden everything. They hand me a broom and point where I should sweep. Everyone thinks I'm deaf and dumb. The big nurse keeps an eye on everything around here. Life in the ward is as simple as it gets. Or at least it was until he had arrived.
Come in!
Doctor, this is the new admission, Brandon McMurphy.
Hello, Mr. McMurphy. Now it seems you've no psychiatric history.
No, this is my first trip. But I am crazy, Doc. I swear I am. Look in my record where it says McMurphy has evidence repeated outbursts of passion to suggest the possible diagnosis of psychopath.
Oh yes, I do see that here.
Now, what are you writing down?
Just taking notes, it's my job. I am interested, however, that the doctor at the work farm added this statement. Don't overlook the possibility that the man might be feigning psychosis to escape the drudgery of the work farm. What about that, Mr. McMurphy?
Doctor, do I look like a sane man to you?
After McMurphy had arrived, we had a mandatory therapy meeting. More like confession.
Doctor Wife. Yeah, I see ya. Yeah. Doctor Wife. Yeah, I see ya.
I wish I had his eyes.
Settle down, this is a group therapy meeting, and since we have a new member joining us today, I'd like our very own Dr. Spivey to explain the theory of the therapeutic community.
Well, the goal of the therapeutic community is a democratic ward, run completely by the patients and their votes, working towards making worthwhile citizens to turn back outside onto the street. Talk, discuss, confess. If you hear a friend say something during your everyday conversations, then list it in the logbook for the staff to see. We want to make this as much like your own democratic, free neighborhoods as possible. A prototype of the big world outside you'll one day be taking your place in again.
Now who will start? Let out those old secrets. Anyone?
Anyone?
You mean to tell me that there is not a man among us that has committed some crime he has never admitted to?
I rolled a big once. And I set a cattle fire, and I tried to sue my mom.
All right. Chief?
McMurphy?
I'm tired.
The next day, we were all in the day room. McMurphy and the big nurse went at it about the music. They really wanted to show each other who was in charge.
Nurse Ratchet, could you please turn the volume down?
No, Mr. McMurphy.
Can't you even ease down the volume? If it was soft enough for a man to shout his belts across the table, I could get a game of poker going on.
You've been told, Mr. McMurphy, it's against the policy to gamble for money on the board.
Okay, then soft enough to gamble for matches. For fly buttons, just turn the goddamn thing down.
Do you want to know what I think, Mr. McMurphy?
I think you're being selfish. There are other men on this ward who wouldn't be able to hear the radio if it were any softer.
And you want to take that away from them?
We like to hear suggestions and requests as often as we can.
But I'd like to think that you would take more time and consideration into what other people want before making your requests.
Mr. McMurphy, it's time for your appointment. Nurse Ratchet, Mr. McMurphy came up with the idea that to make things more pleasant, the chronics who are auditory impaired can have the music turned louder, and those who want to read or play games can go in a separate room.
Is that so? Well, I appreciate Mr. McMurphy's concern for the other patients, but I'm terribly afraid we just don't have the personnel to cover a second day room.
Well, I thought of that too, Miss Ratchet, but since the majority of the chronic patients are restricted to lounges or wheelchairs, one aide and one nurse can handle any riots or uprisings that may occur, don't you think?
Tensions had been mounting between McMurphy and the big nurse. So one night, McMurphy invited a woman called Candy for some fun.
Hey!
However, the party didn't go according to plan. That night, Billy found love.
Billy, I'm so ashamed of you. Cheap painted whore like that? What would your mother think of you? She's always spoke so proudly of you.
Murphy forced me into it. It's not my
No
fault.
excuses. The junior nurse will take you away to the doctor. I'm gonna have to explain all this to your mother.
Billy killed himself! Nurse, good Lord, nurse, he killed himself. The miserable, misunderstood boy slit his throat.
I hope you're finally satisfied gambling with human lives as if you were God.
After McMurphy attacked the big nurse, he was wheeled away. He returned to Chronic, waiting for his time to end. Poor McMurphy, I had to do it. I couldn't let him suffer.
Oh no.
Go to sleep.
He's a wonderful animal. He lives in a bag. He's a wonderful animal. And he's been coming around here. He's a
I ran like flying to the hills, to the wilderness.
dying breed. When years of snow.
To Mexico, to Canada,
When the years
to freedom!